Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and I'm joined with Mario,
What's up, guys?
Connor,
Hey, everyone.
and the man in the golden hat, Alan Maldon's here.
You might want to get your eyes checked because this is black.
I
I mean,
did-
I know that Connor's got minor nerve damage, but
I wasn't being literal. It was more of a symbolic golden child style compliment.
okay, well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
We're going to
What's
talk
up,
about Agent Carter, Season 2, Episode 6. The title of the episode is Life of the Party. And you might be saying to yourself, but wait a minute, Almost Cancelled people, you MFers. There was 2 episodes that aired back to back. Episode 6 and 7 aired together. Why are you not talking about Episode 7? Well, that's because this is the week that finally broke us, and when we saw we had 2 episodes of this to watch, we all basically said, I think we're done. We all watched 1 episode. Mario was the first to basically throw in the towel and say, I can't watch another one.
I just didn't have time, and I don't really care.
That's good enough. At which point I was like, oh, he doesn't have to watch the second one. I don't want to have to watch the second one either.
I had to watch 2 last week because I was behind, and then I was like, I can't watch 2 or twice in a row. I just can't.
And I think at this point we were all saying, if we feel this way, is there really any point in us pretending to keep going?
Well, the worst part, like we always say every episode, is it's not even that bad.
No, it's not.
And that's the problem, because at least we can talk about how bad it is. But it's just more like, Peggy did some stuff. Jarvis was Jarvis.
Jarvis said something wacky in his British accent, and it was amusing.
Listen to white people.
I spent half the episode
One
trying to
colored
figure out
person.
what Jarvis's wife's accent is because I cannot figure it
Yeah,
out.
I still don't know what her accent is either. That was bugging me as well. Alan, you've not been on here in a while. What accent has Jarvis's wife got?
I thought it was Irish.
It is not fucking
It's
Irish.
Okay,
It's not even. It's kind of like how when you see Christopher Lambert speak in a movie, and you're like, "What the fuck is that accent?" And it's like,
well, I think that Jarvis mentioned it at one point early in this season.
When he introduced
Like-
her to Haley Atwell.
Maybe.
Like
It might,
first episode or
might be
whatever.
somehow like Eastern European.
It doesn't even sound like any of that though. It sounds like a mixture of about 12 different accents.
Yeah, it sounds really unique. Like I can't place it at all.
I don't know.
So we didn't just want to vanish into the air. We did watch this episode, so we're going to talk about it. Explain maybe why we're stopping reviewing it, why we're stopping watching it. And I think it's quite notable because this is the first Marvel thing in the MCU where I don't know if Alan's going to continue, but at least for all of us, it's the first one where we're all going, nah, I think I don't have to finish this. I'm good not having this part of the MCU covered. And I think that maybe speaks to the point where there's, at first with the MCU, you kind of felt like, alright, it's only a few movies, 1 TV show, I want to see everything and be up to date on everything in the universe. But it's getting to the point now where there's so much of it. Movies, like several TV shows, where it's almost like the comics where you just have to say, well, not all of it's going to be on my, in quote-unquote, pull list. Because I just can't devote as much time to all of it if it's not good. So,
Right.
with that said, Alan, you're the kind of guest. You're going to be back for Agents of Shield, so you're a regular anyway. But you'll not be here in a while. So you first. What did you think of episode 6, Life of the Party?
Well, I guess I'm not really as down on it as you guys, but that's kind of always been the case with Agent Carter, even in the first season. Like, I kind of have gotten to the point where I'll put it on and I'll be doing other things, but it'll still catch my attention, and I'll still like watch it in big chunks. But then like I'll just drift off. I'll come back, but every time I come back, I'm enjoying it. I find a lot of the jokes that, like you said, Jarvis makes to be funny, and I think there were some misses in this episode with him going to the ball or whatever it was with Underwood. I don't know the actress's name, but and I thought that was kind of an interesting thing because it seems like with this episode and the one before with him dismantling the bomb, they're trying to make him more of a spy, sort of, I guess. Make him more of like an action-oriented character.
Yeah, he's getting in the thick of it at least. Even if he's still being the goofy sort of version of it, he's more in the action.
Yeah.
I feel like that was.
So
I feel like
Go
last
ahead.
week as well. That was a conscious effort with the whole because last week they had that whole we're going to have a Reservoir Dogs moment with the team, but
I
like
enjoyed that.
yeah, I'm sure you did. But one of them was a scientist guy that we've only seen in like one other episode, and then Rosie, I think the other woman's called. Like, yeah, we've seen her like here or there over the show, but
And it was really weird how the team was just gone again this week.
yeah, like neither of those two were mentioned this week. Yeah, so
Yeah. But I mean, like it's fine. Like you guys said, you feel that it's kind of mediocre, and that there's not really
yeah.
like you don't feel one way or the other about it. I can
Yeah.
understand that, but I think it's those moments of enjoyment that I find keep me going with it.
I think for me, it just all boils down to what we said at the start of this. When I found out there was 2 episodes to watch, I groaned and went, "Oh no, not 2." And I think that's the point where you have to go, right, I'm really not enjoying this. If I'm reacting like that to having 2 episodes to watch, then something's not right.
Yeah.
Also, you mentioned the whole thing about it being like comics and you not wanting it on your pull list, and how you got so much other stuff and you don't necessarily need to be complete. I'm kind of the opposite, where I feel like I need to have it complete, so I'll keep watching it because it's not terrible.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll probably space these last few episodes out over the next like 6 months. So just so that I can, by the end of it, I'll be okay. I've got it watched.
So you've got 4
Yeah.
episodes left of the season, because this is probably the last season. It seems like it's going to probably get cancelled.
That's what I mean. If it was season
Yeah.
3 as well, I'd just stop now. But realistically, assuming that this is going to be all that's left, it's like, well, I can spread this out one a month, and be all right.
Yeah, my only worry is that because they're hinting at the stuff from Shield with the little pin with the logo on it, and
Right.
I'm worried that the final's going to have something cool in it that relates to Shield, and if I hear that it does, I might watch the final. Just to,
Damn, I didn't think of that.
yeah.
If it is something in the final, I'm gonna have to watch all of them. Damn it.
Well, I mean, even the seasons don't have that many episodes in it too, so
Yeah,
it's not like it's 22 episodes. So
Yeah.
I think, like we've been saying, it's very in the middle. It's very sort of mediocre. Like there's some good points to it. Some of the cast is quite good. I mean, I like Atwell. I like I can't pronounce his name, but the guy playing Sousa, from Dollhouse, he's really good. I like him, and Jarvis is funny. Like
It's always nice when Ray Wise shows up.
yeah.
It's always good.
It's when Dominic Cooper shows up,
Yeah.
he's quite
Yeah.
charming. I think there's just a lack of passion, even like because we review Arrow, right? Me and Connor review Arrow every week, right? And I hate Arrow. Arrow is unquestionably a lesser show than this, right? Unquestionably. But at least that has I hate it. like I'm passionate and hate, like
you feel something for
yeah,
it.
I get angry and I complain about it, and
And that's really fun to watch him rant. It really is.
it can be. But I just, whereas with this one, I feel like we're discussing more why we're stopping this week rather than discussing the episode itself, because ultimately I don't really have much to say about the episode.
Nothing really happened.
I mean, they had a bit of a heist caper thing going on. Sousa and Carter almost kissed almost immediately after he got dumped by his fiancée.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was a bit weird,
weird.
because I thought his fiancée seemed like a kind of nice person. And I kind of felt, because even though they've been building those two since the start of first season, it kind of felt like, well, she was actually kind of a nice person. Like, is she just going to be forgotten now?
And his fiance, we didn't see her until the beginning of this season, but I felt like she was one of the more real characters in the entire show. Just like the way she acted and the way she talked.
Yeah,
and
the way they did
talking
the
and everything.
proposal was pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that was
And
good.
I enjoyed
Well,
that.
that's been a problem with the show since the beginning is nobody else gets developed because they're never there.
Right.
It's always just 3-4 characters that really ever are there, and everybody else just makes an appearance every once in a while.
Yeah, we got hints of a love triangle this episode as well, with our ghost friend noticing that Carter and Sousa were being a bit holdy-handy.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
No, it's not.
Got to enjoy a good love triangle when you get a chance, because there's not enough of those on TV.
Mm.
I don't know.
There's a whole channel dedicated for that. CW, right there.
That's like the tip of the iceberg. If you dig deeper, you can go to even darker places like NTV and really immerse yourself in.
No, those are some really fucked up triangles, though. It's not even really a triangle anymore.
It's an octagon.
More of an octagon, yeah.
No, it gets into the 3D shapes when it gets to that point.
Someone's been an AutoCAD and built like an entire model of the Eiffel Tower at some point. There's so many points of reference.
Yeah. One person at the top, and then it just spirals from there.
Oh god. So do we have anything else we want to say? Just sort of like why we're stopping reviewing this? Like, you know, does anyone else want to bring like Alan said you're going to finish the season, presumably, Alan?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. I don't see me bothering unless I hear, you know, maybe it'll be easier to watch when I'm not like. Obviously, we do the reviews. We're kind of on a deadline to watch it. Maybe if I don't feel forced to watch it in time, and maybe if I can just put it on when I'm doing other stuff. Maybe I'll get through the rest of the episodes. But once it's at that point, it's not really a priority anymore. If like, oh no, I'll put it on maybe while I'm doing the dishes. Like,
I'll just feel like while
I was literally
watching.
watching an episode while I was cooking today. So, I mean,
I watched while I was doing my dinner.
and let's be honest, Alan, would you ever do that with Shield?
no.
No.
God, no.
Shield's too
You wanna miss
amazing.
any-
That deserves
too
my
good.
full undivided attention.
Yeah. Sit down. If you're the sort of person who turns the lights out when they're watching a movie, you put your lights out. You focus on it. You know.
Yep.
That's definitely it. I do that with
Yep.
all the shows that I really like. Anyone want to add anything?
Yeah, I don't turn my lights off when I'm watching TV. It's too far to walk to the light switch.
Jesus Christ.
I might turn the lamp off that's right next to me because
Okay,
there's
well-
no glare. That's about it.
To be fair, you are watching a fairly small TV. Some of us actually have living rooms with, you know,
true.
reasonable TVs.
And souls.
yeah, and souls. That's the other one.
The ability to use our pinkies fully. And
Hey, it works fine now.
Are you sure about that?
if you're using the other fingers too, Connor, that doesn't count.
I feel we have to explain the reference here so that people watching understand why we're making fun of Connor's pinky.
Well, besides him being ginger. And
Besides
just
him being
normal.
ginger, but Connor got a cut after he was throwing a glass around like an idiot and did some minor nerve damage, according to him.
It
to
was
his
one
pinky.
time.
But he never actually went to the doctor,
It was
so
one time.
he
Look,
self-diagnosed.
The finger works.
Yeah.
That's it. There we
Yeah.
go. There's no problem anymore.
And if
Apparently,
you did,
all your other fingers do too, though.
It's
and
really hard to move even on my other hand, it's really hard to move just your pinky without moving the other one next to it. No, if you got your fingers out. No.
Anyway.
yeah, I mean, if this wasn't proof enough that we don't really.
It's funny because like you're doing the motion as like bye bye
Yeah,
to Agent Carter.
Bye bye, Agent Carter. It's been kind of nice, not really, but a little
Been
bit
fine, Phil.
at times. It's strange because they actually try to build up the villain, and she, you know, killed a room full of people almost this episode, and that should be more interesting. But I don't know. I think another show we're reviewing right now, 11/22/63, is showing us how you make something set in a time period. It's not the exact same time period. It's the 60s, but how you make that compelling. And that show has a much bigger budget. It's really obvious it's got a much bigger budget, but I think you really feel it when you're watching it, and it makes it more enjoyable as part of the reason.
Yep.
So that's Agent Carter episode 6. It'll be our last review of Agent Carter. Apologies to anyone who was enjoying those reviews. But honestly, if you like the show, you probably didn't enjoy us just shitting on it. We didn't really shit on it. We were just we had nothing to say. And
Not caring about it.
yeah, sometimes acknowledging you have nothing to say is a good thing. To stop wasting your time. So, thank you very much. That's Agent Carter for the week.